Alright folks, we got an 04 Jeep Unlimited. I'm going to do front brakes and pads. Front brake rotors and pads. I knew I said something wrong there. Alright, let's start. This is from Vermont. It is a rust bucket. Okay, so while it's here, whatever's opened, grease whatever fittings that you have. WD-40, spray whatever you can in all these little rust areas, because that would help in the long run. But check out these brakes. This is the inside of the rotor, the part that nobody sees. Okay, everybody looks at the front of the rotor. Okay, like I told you, whenever you do brakes, always change the rotors. Look at this one. This one's got a couple grooves here and there, as you can tell, a little rust. And then look at the back. The back over here, if you notice, the brake pads, they are only contacting the outside surface here. See the rust here? That's the only part that's contacting the surface. Okay, so that's the problem there. That's why we change it. All right, you're actually running on the rust itself. You're not running on the rotor. So that's why this beautiful lady here is having a hard time stepping on the brakes. All right, show you how to do it. All right, so we're off to this side. Look at the rotor on this side. You think it's shot? Look at that. The inside is even worse. But let's go. Let's change the brake pads and the rotors. Two bolts back here are 13 millimeter. Okay, one here, one on the bottom. Okay, and then you get a little screwdriver and you pull this caliper this way. It tilts. Okay, it doesn't come straight out because the brake pads are wrapped around this bottom bracket. So what you do is you're going to tilt it towards this way. So let's try it. Let me set you up. All right, let's set you up. Get my gloves on. So it's working dirty, people. All right. When you pry it, the whole caliper is going to come out with the brake pads, because the inside brake pad is clipped onto the caliper, and the outside brake pad is clipped on to the outside of the caliper. All right, so there it is. There's the worn pads, you can see. All right, let's put it up here for now. Got no strain on the brake hose, so that's good. And you know what's really unique about this? Let me grab you over here. Is that not like all the other brake jobs where you have to take two bolts to take the caliper bracket off. This rotor is free. See this? It's going to be heavy. It's free. So basically you're just going to rip it out. Watch your toes. I'm doing it with my left hand here. And it comes out. Let's see what it looks like. See that? This rotor is even worse. Okay, there's a lot of ridge here. There's a ridge here. Looks like this rotor's been around for a while, and it looks like the brake pads were only changed by itself. So you can see the groove. Okay, that makes the brake pedal sink a little lower because this is not as thick as it normally would be. It's like this. All right, but same thing. You can see the rust. It's what's really actually doing most of the work. And this is the front that you see. Got the little heat cracks. You can see it's starting to rip over there. All right, so change the rotors, people. All right, so over here we're just going to wire brush everything, clean this all up, wire brush as much as you can, check everything. Like I said, it's a rust bucket. The brake pads we're going to rip out and then wire brush all that. Let's see what we could do with that. Let's set you up here. How's that? Look good? All right. So, the inside ones, you just pull out and you snap it. This one here, you might need a screwdriver. Let's get a screwdriver, just pry it out a little bit. Because it's held on by these two clips here. There you go. This is the outside. You see how the pattern on the pads always wears out exactly the way the rotor looks like. All right, the one in the back, like I said, pulls out towards you. Snap. And look at that, same thing. See, brake pads wear out grooves right into the rotor. All right, that's why the surface should be flat. All right, so now we're just gonna wire brush everything. Check these pins, people. See these pins up here? Okay, you're gonna make sure that they slide in and out with ease. Okay, see that? That's what you're looking for. If they're binding, you gotta take the pins out and you gotta lube them. Okay, this one here slides just as easy. Should be with ease. Okay, if it's binding a little bit, you gotta change it. Caliper, you know how to do that, right? There's a special tool for it, or some people use a little C-clamp. Let's see what I can use. I'm going to use this little bracket right here. We're going to squeeze it in. I'm going to squeeze this little piston all the way in. I'm going to push the little sucker back in. Nice and easy. There you go. It's fully in. Let's release it. Whew. All right, went in with no problem. It's flush. The rubber is still in good shape. We're just gonna wire brush the crap out of it, make it look nice. Wire brush the rest of this area here, make that look nice. And then we're gonna continue, okay? Talking about rust. You ain't kidding here. You ain't kidding, people. Watch your face. It's all metal, little rust. Don't need to go to the hospital. Mamma mia. Life of a Jeep, people. Life of a Jeep. All right, same thing here. See what we can do here. We're gonna finish it up all the way around, okay? I'm not gonna show you all this because this would be boring. All right, so what we got here is brake pads, the gold DG477 from AutoZone, and we're using the Rotors. It's $53.96, 2-year warranty. That's what it looks like in the sun, or partial sun. All right, you can see how bad those rotors are. Let's put these little guys to sleep. And this is the new rotor. I'm gonna clean it up with some brake fluid, brake cleaner. Spray it up, wipe it down, and we're going to install this. Okay, and this part of it, wire brushed it, cleaned it as much as I can. It is rust. All right, just hang in there. Everything is good. Let's go do it. All right, let's put this rotor on. Because it keeps falling out like that, to hold it in place, I put one of the lug nuts in here. That will secure that in place so the rotor does not turn on you. Okay. As for the caliper itself, okay, got some little lube here with for the caliper. I'm gonna put it on the contact surfaces back here, and then on the caliper piston face. The old days is what we did to kind of quiet down some of the noise. All right, don't forget to check these sliding pins, make sure they go in and out with ease. Okay, Might have to work them out a little bit just to get them used to going in and out, because it looks like they've been stuck in that position for a while. All right, that is that. So you clean your fingers before you even touch the brake pads. Okay, you don't want to touch the brake pads. Okay, the first one I put in is usually the inside one. It's got these three little clips there. Just gonna snap them in. Okay, I grabbed the two metal sides there. I didn't grab the material itself. This one I find is the hardest part, the outside one. It's because these clips are freaking tight. You have to peel them out at the same time when you're trying to push it in. Nobody said it was gonna be easy. And they fall into a little slot there. There's a little hole in there that they fall into. All right, so when you're about to put them back in, make sure the sliders are all the way in as much as you can. Okay, you're gonna take your caliper. You're gonna make sure that it's not binding. You don't have it twisted. Okay, it's gonna go on the bottom first. Okay, so it's gonna go on the bottom first, and the brake pads are gonna hook right onto this little piece here. All right, so a little piece on the bottom there. I'm gonna show you. Okay, there's two little grooves on the brake pads. They're gonna fit in the groove in that caliper bracket right there. Once they're in like that, okay, into that piece, and the rest is just gonna fall right in, and then you're gonna put your bolts on. Okay, so let's do that. Let's get your bolts on there. Dun, dun, dun. Let me get you out of the way. All right, once it's sitting in there, tighten up your two 13mm bolts on. Okay, I'm gonna go get the torque specs and torque that down. Other than that, we are good to go, people. These are the fronts. Okay, that's it. What you want to do is you want to make sure that it moves, it slides. Don't only slide a little bit because it's tight. All right, but there's the rotors, brake pads. Don't forget, start greasing some of those fittings. Hopefully they're not clogged. We'll try to do what we can. Okay? And that's it. Thanks for watching, people. Ciao.